Yeah, episode 5 is probably the worst episode, but otherwise I thought overall it did a pretty good job of kind of, because I like how it basically fulfilled the promise of telling us how Monarch got started throughout the years and filling in the gaps between the movies and stuff compared to what Shield did from MCU, what I thought Shield was going to be, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard it's a decent story. It's just like there's not a lot of monsters, not a lot of.
I don't know. I thought there was plenty, but I'm like the show's called Monarch. It's not called Monsters. So I mean, like, it's more about the building of Monarch. But I mean, I thought there's a monster in like every episode, or so. Like it felt like to me. So I don't know.
Gotcha.
But some people are saying it's woke. I mean, it has one bit in it that feels unnecessary, but other than that, I thought it was fine. So
People
I don't know.
said Beekeeper was woke, and it's the most
Yeah,
unwoke movie in existence.
That was so weird, but people were saying that.
That's completely ridiculous.
I mean, it is any. I mean, if anything, it is a kind of a throwback to just a masculine kind of kick-ass, revenge. I'm gonna avenge Alicia Rasad's character. I thought I would have liked another scene with Alicia before. I thought that was a little rushed as far as what happens to her character, but I just thought it was a great film, man. It was so good.
It was glorious.
You know what? What makes it really good too is all the different types of villains. They are sleaze bags and hilarious.
Yeah, I went to back and saw it the second time too. This time with my wife. She loved it as well.
Did she?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, chicks love Statham.
It was the best time we've had in theaters for a long time. It was much more fun than seeing Napoleon.
There's a movie. There's a reason why movies like Rambo and Die Hard and stuff like that did very well. It's because women like to watch men being manly men. Like, they like it. Duh.
Yeah. I'll never get over the fact that Rambo Last Blood and Charlie's Angels, the feminist reboot, opened within weeks of each other, and more women went to see Rambo and went to see the feminist Charlie's Angels. That was just glorious.
Yeah.
But
That's
even
hilarious.
the actors now are like speaking out against how lame that their roles were in Charlie's Angels. If I'm not mistaken, Kristen Stewart was speaking out against it recently.
Oh, did she? Yeah.
Yeah. It was we kind of like.
Can you send me an article for that?
Let me see if I can find it.
That's editorial material right there.
Okay, let me see if I can find it, because she's pretty much a rebel against the system as far as the Hollywood system. So
of course, she has a new movie coming right now, so that's extra reason to be a rebel against her past movies that bombed.
Right. But I forgot what I was going to say about the Beekeeper. I loved is he a South African, that guy?
No, he's that dude. That guy, he fucking kicked ass.
Oh my God.
And no, he's actually a British actor. They put on a South African accent for the movie, but it worked. And it's like, oh, you want to see like amputee representation? The guy is not an amputee in real life, but that's how you fucking do it.
That's how you do it, man.
I mean that guy, because I'm not going to spoil it. Let's just say that there's everyone who's still watching here, like in Echo, you have Echo, who's like this amputee, and we're supposed to believe she's this badass.
No,
but it's so obvious from the fight. Like, I mean, those poor stuntmen, they deserve a raise because they had to do twice the job. Because not only did they have to pretend to beat her up, they physically have to do all the job of fighting against an invisible enemy that is fighting them and throwing them all around. And then you just have like Echo standing in for that invisible thing, because it's very obvious that they're doing all this job. In this movie right here, you have a guy who is not the actor is not an amputee, so no ESG points right there, but there's a story reason why he's an amputee. And and he's completely and utterly badass. He's the most baddest ass I've seen in ages.
Yes, one of the best villains I've seen in ages. I just want to say, like, it's a spoiler in a sense of like story structure. The fact that this character is introduced like in the last part of the movie is incredible. I was just like, this is just out of control.
And I love the subtle DEI messaging, because I'm just like,
Yeah.
there's another beekeeper.
Oh,
And this other beekeeper is what you might call a diversity hire.
right.
And this diversity hire isn't up to the regular beekeeper standards. That's all I'm
Right.
going to say.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. So that was a nice messaging
It was
right
great.
there
And
as well.
they called the other beekeeper a lunatic. Like
Yeah.
everyone called that beekeeper a lunatic. Awesome.
It was
So
an
good.
embarrassment to beekeepers everywhere.
and did you guys get a I don't know how your audience reacted, but every time they mentioned he's a beekeeper, our audience was just laughing and cheering.
It was so fun. Well, here's the thing, because the first time I saw it the original version, and then after I saw the Spanish dubbed version with my wife. Because again, where I am right now, the default is dubbed into Spanish. And it was like funny how like the first part of the movie they say like the actual Spanish name for beekeeper, and then they switched to beekeeper in Spanish later on. So you kind of like lost that joke there, but the audience loved the movie. And what I did enjoy was seeing that there was a bigger audience, because we were going to see it one day. It was just a few seats sold, and then we went to see it the next day instead, and it was almost sold out. So it was actually increasing in audience. That's like some solid word of mouth right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I seen it twice. I got a lot of jabs at the current political situation.
Oh
in
hell, I
DC.
can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that. I see how they got away with it, because there you have like two layers of messaging. One is to keep Hollywood happy, and then it's a real messaging about the sun. That's a real message right there in an election year. This is why I'm not going to say anything more, but this is the genius of Beekeeper. It's not just that some people shot up Jason Statham's bees and he wants revenge. It's not just that. There's a deeper layer to it. And this is the true genius of the movie. The genius here is the messaging and how it bypasses the censorship. How it can say, "Oh no, look, here's the message. Look what we did with this person."
Yeah.
But that's just a visual appearance, and that person looked equally as much as Hillary and as Evelyn the Rothschild.
She was great. She was fantastic.
Yeah. But the
Josh
real
Hutcherson
thing was the sun.
Everyone. Yeah. Her look was a little like kind of an amalgamation of Warren and Clinton and
exactly. And for those that haven't seen the movie, if you see the movie and you come back to, I don't want to spoil it. I do not want to rob anyone of that glorious twist. But if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what we're talking about here and why Beekeeper is such a special movie.
And there's some great fight choreography. I mean, it is fun.
Best I've seen in ages.
So fun.
Again, it's the best since Equalizer 3.
Yeah, and the thing with Equalizer 3 is that it's a great it's Fuqua's homage to the Godfather, to those Italian mobster movies, and like it's beautiful. It's in this town, but if anything, the villains were compared to Beekeeper were a little too easy for Denzel to take out.
Yeah. And just so we don't spoil anything here. Yeah, that's the twist. That was the best part. That's what makes the movie. And for I'm not going to say anything. So Corellian Rogue wonders. So it's John Wick with beats instead of a dog. Let's just keep it simple and say yes. It's not quite, but yes, it's someone shoots up his beast and he wants revenge. Let's just go with that. You go in expecting that and be gloriously surprised.
And it probably is going to get greenlit for another one at least.
I hope so. I mean, this is a fucking franchise right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I want the Beekeeper trilogy.
So do I. I don't know about you, but slowly throughout the film, the female lead, I loved her.
Yeah.
Like I started she was really annoying at first. I'm like, this is gonna be that.
I was like, you could show a little bit more emotion given what happened here.
Right. But her and her partner's banter was just that was great, man. It was great. Some good stuff, man. That's the thing is, you know, and we forgot to mention it's directed by David Ayer. So
Yes,
good for
he
him to get a
redeemed
hit.
himself. As far as I'm concerned, he
Mhm.
has redeemed himself. He didn't write the movie, so now we know, David Ayer, you're a great director when you have a proper script. Someone else needs to write the script. So what you need to do right now is they need to get the guy who wrote the first Beekeeper script, have him
Yeah.
write the sequel, have him write the part 3, and then David Ayer can direct those, and it's all forgiven. I mean, I paid attention to the direction the second time I saw it because it was like Spanish dubbed, so I kind of like tuned it out after a while. I just focused on the images. That was spot on direction. It's the best directed action I've seen in ages.
Well, he knew the assignment.
Yes, he knew the assignment.
And
He knew the assignment. He knew the assignment. We're making a Jason Statham movie right now.
Yep. And don't forget, Jeremy Irons is in this. Fantastic character.
Yeah.
Minnie Driver. I mean, it's, you know, it's great.
And whoever plays the South African, I forgot his name. Damn, he ruled.
That I once fought a beekeeper.
Yeah.
I was dying, man. I was dying.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.